I'm not going to worry about going to the gym the rest of the weekend. I'm not going to worry about meal prepping tomorrow. I'm just going to push it off until Monday. Squash that mindset, squash that negative talk, and you can actually see through to the other side and stay on that path to making progress towards showing up and being your best self. Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of the Beyond the Scale podcast. I'm your host, Katherine, and today we are talking about that oh so popular phrase, I will just start up again on Monday. We're giving ourselves some grace over the weekend. We're not focusing on our health and fitness routine. We're not going to the gym. We're not counting macros. We're just going to do whatever we want, and we're going to start back up on Monday. How many times have you said that? And for me, I'll be honest, I have said it a lot, and not just with my health and fitness. I have let my house just become a mess with my kids and not clean up when they go to bed or during nap time and say, I'm just going to clean it up on Monday, or I'm going to worry about it on Sunday night. I have done that with my business. I've let the emails creep in, and I've said, I'll respond on Monday. I'll start back up on Monday. I should give myself some grace. I should give myself this weekend. I get it. And we all deserve a break. But what happens when that break becomes like our life? And that's just the lifestyle that we live. And we never finish what we started, or we take these breaks that end up derailing us from all of the progress that we've made. We can't do that. And when it comes to our health and fitness, we see it a lot because I feel like it's the area where we spend so much energy trying to be good, trying to go to the gym, drink our water, eat the healthy food. And for a lot of us, it takes energy, it takes effort, it takes input. And when we don't get the outcome, when the outcome does not equal the input that we're putting in, we get frustrated. And so it's easy for us to say, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to give myself that hall pass. I'm going to make that excuse for myself, and I'm going to start back on Monday. And if you're listening to this and you've done this, I want you to know that you are never alone in that feeling, because all of us have those feelings. But today, what I hope to do is I hope to provide some tactical tips and steps that you can take the next time you're finding yourself speaking that inner dialogue to yourself. The next time you find yourself on a Saturday afternoon after, maybe making some unhealthy choices the night before or that day, and when you're telling yourself, I'm not going to worry about going to the gym the rest of the weekend. I'm not going to worry about meal prepping tomorrow. I'm just going to push it off until Monday. I want to provide some tips for you so that you can squash that mindset, squash that negative talk, and you can actually see through to the other side and stay on that path to making progress towards showing up and being your best self. So here we go. All right. The first tip I have for you is practice incremental progress. So I want you to practice and praise. I want you to practice the act of praising yourself for any progress that you make. So let's just talk about your fitness goals, for example. Maybe you're new to going to the gym. When this episode comes out, it is a few months into the new year where, we set goals for ourselves when it comes to our fitness. Like maybe we want to go to the gym 5 days a week. Well, turns out your schedule is not allowing for 5 days a week, but you seem to be making it 3 to 4 every week. So instead of being down on yourself for not making it the 5, let's celebrate the progress that you've made by showing up the 3 days a week. So we need to praise. We need to practice praising ourselves on the progress that we make. Or maybe your goal this year is to lose 25 pounds. Maybe you've only lost 1 pound so far. But you know what? That's 1 pound. That's 1 pound closer to your goal. Or maybe you're not counting, maybe you're not weighing yourself and you're not tracking your progress that way. Maybe you're focusing on your body fat percentage. Maybe you did an in-body or a DEXA scan and you know what your body fat percentage is. And maybe you lost a half or 1% body fat. That is progress. While I understand it may be really far from your goal, you have to celebrate the progress, because if you do not allow yourself to celebrate the progress that you've made, then when you get to that big goal, if you get there, it's not going to feel like you thought it would, because you have been so negative towards yourself. You have been putting such hard restraints on yourself and not celebrating the progress that when you get there, it's probably not going to feel like you thought it would. I want you to really work on celebrating any milestone, no matter how small it is. I want you to celebrate yourself. Now, notice I said celebrate, not reward. So you can reward yourself in ways that are still going to help keep you on track with your goals. But a lot of times what you see when it comes to people trying to lose weight or fat loss is that we reward ourselves with the thing that we took away in order to achieve the results that we want to get. For example, you're trying to lose 20 pounds. In the first month, you lost 10. Great. You go reward yourself with an all-you-can-eat buffet or a night out with your girlfriends with a lot of cocktails, and the next day you don't feel so great. I don't want you to reward yourself in that way. I want you to celebrate it. I want you to celebrate that progress. I want you to reward yourself with something that is going to help you continue on that path. It's going to help you continue to stay good and show up for yourself. So I want you to think about that. And I'm not going to go into examples because I don't know what motivates you, but you've got to figure out before you go on this path what motivates you so that you can reward yourself with something that's going to help motivate you but keep you on track. Okay, the second tip I have for you is to embrace flexibility. Now, back to that, like, I will start over on Monday mindset. A lot of times people do this because they feel that if they're not 100% focused on their goals, so if they're not 100% focused on their health and fitness, if they're not counting macros, counting calories, going to the gym, going to bed on time, drinking their water, doing all the things, then they might as well not do anything at all. And that's where this tip really comes into place. So I want you to embrace flexibility, and I want you to do it in this way. You don't always have to be 100%. You're going to have days where you might be showing up 50%, but that's still 50% more than zero, okay? So 50% more than zero. It's not 100, but you're halfway there. If you have a Saturday where you have a slip up, it's just that. It's just a slip up. You're going to get back on track. You're going to get back on track with doing everything that you need to do that you know is going to help you reach that goal. It's going to help you feel good. I want you to embrace flexibility. And I want you to realize before you start on any new path with your health and fitness journey that if you are not flexible and you do not show yourself some grace, it's going to get easy to fall off the wagon and not be able to get back on because you didn't allow yourself that flexibility in the beginning. So in your mind, you are thinking, I have to be 100%. I have to be committed. I'm here to do this one thing and this one thing only. And if any life circumstances come your way, you are not trained. Your mind has not been conditioned to deal with that. And so anytime you're on a new health and fitness path, I want you to make sure you're embracing the flexibility that you are going to need in order to sustain this for the long game, because our health and fitness, like, it's a revolving door. You know, it's a journey. It's a journey that never ends. It never ends until death. Like, we are always going to be taking care of ourselves if you want to feel good all the time. So you have to remain flexible. Okay, my third tip for you is document what you're doing. Now, some people love to journal. They love to track their macros and their calories and their exercise and their water and their sleep. And while that's all great, that doesn't work very well for me. I struggle with being motivated to want to write all those things down every single day. However, I will tell you something recently that has worked for me. So on the weekends is where we tend to overdo it, and we tend to want to say, like, I'll just start again on Monday. I want you to start noticing how you feel on those weekends where you do that. And I want you to start documenting your thoughts and your actions around that. So for example, if you have a weekend where you decide to throw in the towel and you're going to start over on Monday, I want you on Monday to document how that made you feel. What did you do that weekend instead of exercise, instead of meal prep, instead of go to bed early and drink your water? What did you do instead? And then how did you feel on Monday? And then the next time, the next weekend, or maybe a few weeks go by, you want to do that again, I want you to go back to that journal and I want you to read what happened, what your mindset was, and I want you to remember what that felt like. Because if you record those things, it doesn't have to be, it can be in a journal, you could record a voice memo, a video, it can even just be a picture that you took. I want you to try to take yourself back to that moment and remind yourself what it felt like, because it probably didn't feel so great. And this has really, really helped me. There have been times where I want to go out with friends and I want to stay out a little bit later than I know I should. And my kids are still going to get up at 6 a.m. And when I have done that, it's not fun. It's not a fun day. And so I have recorded, taken pictures, I have documented what that felt like in that moment. And it helps me today to say, nope, not doing that. I'm going to go to bed at 10:30 like I normally do, so that I can show up as the best mom, so I can stay on track with my health and fitness, so I can not have a headache, so I can feel good, so I can be a good wife, so I can do all the motherly duties that I need to do that day. I want you to record what it feels like in those low moments. So it's going to help you not get to that point again. And this is not a sexy task. I get that. It's not something that like you really want to sit in. Like you really don't want to sit there at your computer and type out how crappy you felt on Monday morning because you partaked in Sunday Fun Day and stayed up late watching the football games. Like, I get it. That's not fun. But when you do the work and when you document how you felt, it's going to help you the next time you're at a crossroads and you're trying to decide, do I give in, start back on Monday, or do I not partake, or maybe just partake in the fun activities in a different way so that I can still show up as my best self and not feel like that again. So again, it's not sexy. I get that, but it helps, and it really has helped me. All right, and my last tip I have for you to let go of this I'll start over on Monday mindset is to remember that there's no ending, and there truly is really no beginning. Like there is no ending. It's a revolving door, as I mentioned. Life is a journey, and you are never going to have 2 days that look exactly the same. No matter if you're tracking your macros and your calories, going to the gym, waking up at the same time, there is always going to be something different that happens within your day. And so I don't want you to look at your health and fitness like it's just a 6-week challenge. It's temporary. If I get to X number on the scale, I will be happy. If I lose X amount of body fat, I will feel good. I will look good. There's always going to be something else. There's always going to be more that we're striving for. And there's going to be circumstances that come up in life that is going to prevent us from reaching some of these goals. It's inevitable. Like even for myself, I know that I have goals right now today, and who knows if they're going to happen. All I can do is show up every single day and do the best that I can. And as long as I do that, if the goal doesn't happen, if I don't meet that, who knows, something greater maybe will happen. And maybe that's the way it was supposed to work out all along. But I just want you to remember that there's no end. There is no end to this. It's a journey. It's just going to be this lifelong journey where you have to make decisions every single day whether to show up and be the best or wait until Monday. So those are the 4 tips I have for you guys. And just to recap, number 1 is just practice incremental progress and praise the progress that you have made. Number 2, embrace flexibility. Number 3, document what you're doing. Record what it feels like and what your days look like when you decide to throw in the towel so that you don't keep doing that. And number 4, there is no end. You have to learn to enjoy the journey, embrace the journey, remain flexible, and commit to being your best self for a lifetime. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this episode added value to your life. And if it did, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Apple Podcast and Spotify and share this message with all of your friends. Until next time, you guys, thanks so much.